the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. And our coverage tonight at the American Airlines Center, where the Dallas Mavericks will be going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Looking at the Lakers, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. And we'll be watching the big man Brook Lopez in action tonight. Seems wherever he takes the floor, you can always count on him to give you about 20. How great is that to have from your starting center, Kenny?
Well, it's dependable points from any position is huge, but from your center position, I think that actually increases because they can draw fouls. Only few positions in the game can actually draw fouls, and the big guys are one.
Well, I like that Lopez doesn't need a lot of touches to get 20 points. That just shows me he's super efficient right there.
Yeah.
Kevin Harlan's got the call, and we will see you later.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. Today's game marks the continuation of the Lakers' road schedule. Still early in the season, but the front office and coaching staff likes what they are seeing from this team so far. Better winning percentage than last year.
You know, for Los Angeles, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
And, you know, perhaps with a roster move or two later on, Greg, they can start to break out of that pack.
Ready to go? Ready to go?
So Dallas will get the first possession. Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Then it's Ball, then it's Brook Lopez, and it's Kuzma in at the 4 spot. Now here is Smith, coming off a stellar performance against Washington. Shoots over Ball, and a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Smith's got the opening basket of the game for the Mavs.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
Now the Mavericks with it, and this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And they swept the season series against them last year. They really did have the upper hand.
And I think that's where it starts, guys. Neither team a playoff factor, but you work your way up the ladder team by team. And this is really one matchup they feel very confident with.
Chalk up 2 there. Matthews has got his first bucket of the night.
Much respect. You got to give Matthews for that mid-range J now. He's automatic. His in-between game, filthy.
Caldwell Pope with the screen on Harris. Now here's Ingram. He's tightly guarded. Just 5 on the clock. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And, you know, guys, not only can Ingram score from the perimeter, but he can get it done inside, too. I mean, the way he releases the shot, and that extension he gets on it makes it very hard to block.
Here's Barnes. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Harris against Caldwell Pope. Lopez a screen from the arc, and it's Ball, that time on the assist by Caldwell Pope.
And, you know, even when the defense is right up into Ball, he still finds a way to use his size to get up over him, and that takes concentration.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks lead by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, I like it too. They're doing a great job working the ball around, staying aggressive, and capitalizing too.
Well, Clark, your whole career, you were a fantastic rebounder. Really at all levels you played it. With that in mind, who do you think are some of the best rebounders right now in the NBA?
Well, for me, it's all about the consistency of getting rebounds at both ends of the floor, and I tend to lean towards those guys that get a bunch of offensive rebounds. So in that regard, Kevin Love, Hassan Whiteside, Andre Drummond, those guys are tenacious and highly productive on the offensive board.
Taking a look at the Lakers. Clarkson is out there with Hart. Then it's Julius Randle. Then there's Brewer. And it's Bogut in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. A player who measures his impact, Greg, on the game at the defensive end, the 7-footer Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, and it's interesting. He said he was a horrible defender at the University of Utah. Soaked up the game from the great defenders in the NBA. Learning defensive 3 seconds, when to go, when not to. He's a master now.
And it's tied up with that one. And the Mavericks ownership amongst the most outspoken and influential in the NBA.
Kevin, that is an understatement on both counts, outspoken and influential. Their owner is one of the best in sports, I think. The team's success has provided credibility, and with the league becoming more forward-thinking, things starting to swing again in Dallas's way.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Well, you know, one of the things young teams typically struggle with is defense. I mean, no surprise that the Lakers have struggled in that area. A lot for them to clean up before they can battle with the big boys across the NBA.
Here's Hart. Pass to Clarkson. Bogut back up on top. Here's Hart. Shot clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. It's deflected. That one goes in. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Mavericks trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's measuring. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line. And Clark, when you take a look at the Lakers' young core, do you see the potential for a top-flight defensive team?
Well, I think their talent is more tilted towards the offensive end. Still, I think they can become better by cutting down their mental errors defensively and focusing on the defensive rebounding and getting back in transition. Those things are correctable, and I think the young Lakers will have a chance to improve in those areas.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for measuring. Well, the Lakers last season, the worst defensive team in the NBA. Again, offense was a little bit better. Clark, what's the key for them offensively?
Well, I think a couple of things. One, ball movement, utilizing everybody. Last season, they were bottom 5 in assists, top 5 in turnovers. And that ratio, those numbers, not conducive to good offense.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Now, here is Smith. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Here's Matthews. But he recovers it. Jacks up a 3. Drilled it right as the clock hit all zeros.
Wow, what a clutch shot. He's got nerves of steel.
Woo! Gotta have big-time nerves to hit a shot like that at the buzzer.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Mavericks ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Lakers?
Well, they spent a lot of time away from the basket offensively. They need to get in the paint, Ernie. Whether it's running the offense through the low post or on dribble drives, pick and rolls, get into the paint.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back to Big D. A terrific look at this urban mecca deep in the heart of Texas, Dallas, Texas. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. One of the stories here, Wesley Matthews getting it done today.
But really, the numbers aren't gaudy. They don't stick out, but his energy and impact does.
Yep, and you know what? He does the dirty work for him. That grit and grind type of work. Always hustling all the time.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Well, you know, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
Matthews and Barnes, the forward pair. Devin Harris is out there with Smith. And it's Nowitzki in at the center position. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Here's Kuzma. Harris and Barnes picking up that last basket. Lopez, a screen on Smith. Here's Kuzma. And the three off target. You talk about the Mavs keeping some tricks up their sleeves. Their mastery of the zone defense, crucial to their 2011 title.
Yeah, you know, zone defense, Kevin, much less common than man-to-man. Teams don't see it much over the course of a season. Part of the reason that if teams play it effectively, it can be a good tool. They knew if they got good at it, they could stymie unprepared opponents, and that's what they did. Just the way they did against LeBron in Miami in those finals back in 2011.
That's good from Barnes. And the Lakers, Greg, for a long time could rely on the lure of Los Angeles to draw top free agents. History does a lot, it seems.
Yeah, Paul George listing them on his short list shows they still have that pull, but the Lakers will be big players in free agency, I believe, in the near future.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Nerlens Noel checks in for Matthews. Yogi Ferrell comes in for Harris. And Barea subbed in for Smith.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Caldwell Pope passes the ball. It's stolen by Barea. Fast break, Dallas. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barea.
Simply missed the connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
And the Lakers making a change here. Hart's checked in. Lakers trail by 5. Clarkson kicks to Randall. Pass to Hart. We've got 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
And with his troubles at the free throw line, probably best to foul Bogut when he gets in close.
Lakers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw missing.
An NBA all-rookie first team, and then much later, an NBA champion. Bogut's had every other kind of season in between.
No luck that time either. Mavericks leading by 5. And here's Barea. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Here's Barnes. Off target from the baseline. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter. Mavericks lead by 5. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, if we get a stop, the running opportunity, keep it going. The tempo's really good. Keep pushing the ball.
Rick Carlisle, wanting to make this a track meet, feels that may favor his team right now.
Well, he knows they have some momentum, and he wants to step on the gas pedal here because he knows how quickly that momentum can shift.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. And on the court for the Lakers to start the 4th. They've got Hart. Clarkson is out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Bogut in at the 5. And the Lakers call time here. They're trailing by 7. 1:46 left to play in the final quarter. Evan Harris is checked in for the Mavericks. Smith comes in for J.J. Barea. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, I listened in on what Luke Walton said to his team. He said, guys, we need to play with pace, and that'll get us some early fast break opportunities. They're playing way too predictable right now, guys.
Now here is Harris, following the miss by Brook Lopez. Harris dishes to Matthews. Harris passes to Matthews. Nowitzki a screen. Shot off the pick. The rebound by Caldwell-Pope. Lakers trail by 7. In the corner, it's Ingram. Here's Clarkson. Yes! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Big bucket. Clarkson showing his mettle. That's one they needed.
That's tipped. Now here's Ingram. He's covered by Matthews. There's a screen. Clarkson kicks to Lopez. Back to Clarkson. Lopez a screen. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
You know, the defense was there, but Clarkson fearless inside.
And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
The putback, it's good!
And Noel certainly has the clutch gene. This man is not afraid to take it right at the defense.
And the Lakers call time here. They're behind by 5. We've got 22 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Guys, what's your take?
and they're going to have to score. Quick foul. Can't waste any time here.
Greg, one possession at a time, and really, as you said, it's all about clock management right now.
Barnes is checked in for Noel. Ball's checked in for the Lakers. Ingram kicks to Lopez. Sinks it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And Ingram is always ready to score in clutch situations. A guy you can depend on to give you his best. Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making them.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Boy, the speed and shooting Smith possesses is dangerous. I mean, a speedy point guard who continues to get better.
And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
Here's Ball. The Lakers rebound. Lets it go with a 3. Lopez dishes to Caldwell Pope. Fires for 3. And so it's Dallas winning this one. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Well, I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on. But let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Wesley, great night for you. How did it all come together?
My team's doing a great job of getting me open, and our guards are finding me, and I'm just putting the ball in the basket when I can.
You were open and available all night, Wesley. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.